Hi everyone. So today I'm making a video after a lot of days, and today I'll talk about the topic things I wish I knew before starting to learn Japanese. And I really wish someone had told me these things before starting to learn Japanese before because like these are really important and I have just noted down the things that I'll talk about. So the first point is going to be okay. So for the first thing that I think about Japanese is that Japanese is not going to spawn into your head the way English did. So that was the first point of realization that I had after starting to learn Japanese because we've been learning English since our childhood and in a school and stuff, so it just spawned into our head just like that. But Japanese is not going to be it. Like, you have to consciously learn Japanese, and then it will, you'll get to. Okay, only then you'll be able to speak Japanese. So the first point I'll start with is that you will think in English way less than you expect. Once you get the knack of learning Japanese and speaking in Japanese, you will think in English way less than you expect, because initially we actually think in English and then translate it into Japanese or whichever language that we're learning. But once you get the knack of speaking in Japanese or listening to Japanese, your brain will automatically think in Japanese, and you'll think in English way lesser than you'll expect. The second point is kanji is addictive. Kanji is definitely addictive because when you actually understand kanji, it's actually fun. It's like maths. Like, once you understand maths and once the problems you solve are, you get the correct answer, it's quite satisfying. So it's the same way. Like, once you understand kanji, nothing is more fun than it. But if you don't understand kanji, then it is going to be a struggle. Like, it goes both ways. Kanji goes both ways. So when you actually understand kanji, it is fun, and when you don't, it is actually a struggle. The third point that I'm going to talk about is you'll notice patterns in words everywhere, and that is true. Like, you will notice patterns everywhere, like in English, in your native language, wherever, because our brain gets used to learning Japanese and noticing patterns, so of course you'll notice it everywhere. The next point is pronunciation matters more than you think. One wrong pronunciation can change the meaning of a whole word, of a whole sentence, of the whole context. My camera is not cooperating today, guys. Okay, so what I was saying is that pronunciation matters more than you think. And of course, if you mispronounce a word, even a letter, it can change the whole meaning of the word or the sentence. So be careful with the pronunciation. I used to make this mistake a lot because, like, in my previous videos, I have pronounced quite a lot of things and incorrectly, and it has changed the meaning. And people have actually corrected me in my comment box, so thanks for that. And the fifth point I'm going to talk about is particles are tiny but they make a huge impact, of course, because English does not have any particles. So I cannot relate it to English, but our native language has particles, I think. And it is going to change the meaning of the sentence, or it can make a sentence look meaningless also. So particles are a huge deal, and I have also uploaded a short about how to remember particles, so make sure you watch those also. Those are like three parts. I have discussed all the particles, and that's how I remember the particles, so I just thought of sharing it. And particles are pretty easy to remember, actually. For example, ni, de, wa, ga, o is the object marker. So particles like these. And Yeah, the sixth point I'm going to talk about is mistakes are unavoidable. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes while learning a new language. There's no way you cannot make mistakes and still learn a language. So, this is a pretty common sense thingy situation. So, mistakes are obviously unavoidable. The seventh point is Japanese is surprisingly logical. Like, I never thought that Japanese could be logical because I thought only memorization works, and which is true. Like, you have to memorize everything in Japanese, but you can connect it with logic, so it becomes easier to memorize. Only that's the thing. So, you once you connect it with logic, it's very easy to remember stuff in Japanese. And the eighth point is learning Japanese teaches patience. Oh my god, this is so true because I was so impatient while learning Japanese. You have no idea how impatient I get while doing anything. And Japanese has really taught me what patience is because it really tests your patience. And because, as I said previously in my previous videos, that one the thing you learn today, you'll forget it tomorrow unless and until you revise it. So, revision is the only solution of learning Japanese, I feel like. So, that was the eighth point, I guess. And the ninth point is you'll start noticing Japanese phrases randomly. This is true because I actually watch Japanese dramas, Japanese songs or something, and I recognize few words or few phrases randomly out of nowhere, and I just get so happy because I recognized it. And once I was watching a series that was not even Japanese, and like there was a sentence in Japanese that popped up, and I was like, that sounds like Japanese. So yeah, you start recognizing phrases randomly out of nowhere. I think our brain focuses on Japanese more when we start learning it, obviously. And because previously, when I was not learning Japanese, I never ever noticed Japanese phrases or Japanese words ever, and now suddenly I am. So that's it. And the 10th point is every small progress adds up. This is true. Every small progress does add up because once you start revising every day, and just revise the things that you have learned previously, I think that's the meaning of this 10th point, that every small progress adds up. And yeah, that was it for this video. And I hope you'll like this video, and just share your comments, share your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what topic should I make more videos on, and what would you all like to watch. Meet you in the next video.